Hi, Robbie. Can you put on the camera? Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
Can you hear me well?
I can. It's really quite good audio, actually. Yeah.
That's awesome. Just checking if we can communicate greatly. The connection is great. So I'm really glad that you accepted my invitation for this interview. It's really awesome. I find it so great to make this interview because this information that you channeled with your books helped me tremendously in 2015
Okay.
when I was in a lot of difficulties in my life. So now I find it so great to share this information with others who will be inspired to go to direction where they can live different lives, to be more happy and live with a lot of positivity and inspirations. So,
Yes.
Robbie, please tell us a little bit about yourself, because you are still, many people really want to know more about you. Many don't know about you, so it will be really great when you share a little bit of your story.
Thank you. Well, I am. I'm just a normal guy. I'm just. I went through a few different things and in my life, and I wrote a book about it a couple of years ago. I released that last year, talking about my journey. But I am. Well, I call myself an ascension artist.
And that's amazing. I find it really powerful. I saw it on your Facebook and I find it's powerful, amazing, great
Yeah,
name.
yeah. Well, the way that I look at it, we're all spiritual. Everybody's spiritual at our core, and even the scientists are, have agreed that at the subatomic quantum level, we're all one. We're all. This is all just an illusion. It's all energy. It's all just energy, and there's different ways that you can tap into that energy, and I've discovered a few of these ways myself that help me in my daily life, and that help me be better than I was before, more calm, more relaxed, more productive, more energetic,
Exactly.
healthier, and I sleep better, I enjoy life better, I'm more appreciative, and it just makes your life better, So, and the Ascension Artist part is because I'm, well, I have been an artist. I had a mural business.
Yeah.
I used to do murals, like kids' bedrooms, doing like cartoons and things like that for
All
kids.
right.
Yeah, and I did paintings, and I used to do set design and things like that. And I've been in a few bands as well. So I used to be a singer. There's a lot of different things as far as artistry is concerned, but Ascension artistry is about us finding out what our physical vessel and our spirit is capable of. And I don't think many people explore their possibilities. I don't think many people explore what it is they're really capable of. I
Yeah,
think we accept that there's certain
exactly.
limitations, and we don't try any harder because we don't believe that it's possible. And I think
Yeah.
ascension, to me, an ascension artist is recognizing there's an energy body, recognizing that meditation can open you up to a greater potential and greater happiness.
Yes, yes,
Happiness
exactly.
is the thing. Happiness, fun,
Yeah,
being relaxed in the body, being healthy, So,
yeah,
so my mission now is really just to live that truth and trying to be the best me that I can be.
yes.
So, my whole life has kind of been geared towards this, and I'm doing lots of different things. I'm writing books, I'm writing screenplays, I intend to do some films at some point. I trained to be an actor as well for 4 years. So I'll be doing some acting as well, and you know,
Oh, that's
there's lots of,
awesome. I love that about
you know,
you because your voice is so special. When I will hear
oh,
somewhere there, I will think, that's Robbie.
oh, thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
And meditations as well. People are saying about my voice as well, that it helps them be calm and relaxed. And
Yeah.
so there's some meditations in the pipeline as well. And I'm going to be recording my books on audio as well, so that people can hear me.
Oh, that's great. With your voice.
Yeah, with my voice.
This
Yeah,
is
yeah,
awesome. Yeah.
yeah,
This is
yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, but my life, well, you can read all about it in my book, Twin Flames, Merkabas and More.
This
So
is so amazing one. I
you
was
read it,
reading
yeah?
that book. It's like it was so much private information that just was shared, which people don't dare to share. And I found like, oh my God, now I recognize so many things in myself. And many people who will read or did read this book will definitely resonate with that. It will start to be more open with themselves, with their lives. Amazing book.
Yes. Yeah, thank you, thank you. I'm so glad that it resonated with you. I think if I, I think when you're doing, especially because it's half autobiography and
Yeah.
half talking about the spirituality and how everything really happened for me, you know, and how I came to channel these books. And I just wanted to be as honest as I possibly can about my own journey, you know,
Yeah.
and the different things that happened, because you read the book, you know, the turning point was my tooth, the experience that I had with healing my tooth.
Yeah,
And
I
I
know
think
that. Yeah.
that's the hard. I think that's the thing that changed my life. That was the thing that was the event that made me go from kind of believing that there could be something else,
Yeah.
or kind of believing that healing was possible, or that, you know, that,
Self-healing,
no,
actually.
yeah, I kind of believed that could happen, kind of. But
Yeah.
when that happened, then I knew, you know,
Yeah.
when that happened, then I was like, well, that's changed my life, because
Yeah.
that wasn't to convince anybody else. And for the viewers, what happened was I had a really bad toothache, and I was on a holiday. I was away for a week, and I was really miserable. I was really in pain, and it was really terrible. I could fit my tongue into the hole of the tooth. It was so big. It was really terrible. And it was a bus trip in Pontins in Wales, and for the bus trip back, I bought some books, and one of them was called The Superhumans, and it had this chap in it
Okay.
that did psychic healings, and he used to say, "In the name of the Lord Jesus Christ, be thou whole," and slap the cheeks. and these people would have their teeth healed. So I was on this bus trip, and you know, I was really in pain. So I just did it to myself, in the name of the Lord Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, be thou whole, and slapped my cheeks. And when we got back to Paisley, the tooth was healed. It was healed. And I had this appointment with the dentist on the following Tuesday, and the dentist looked at my tooth, and he was the only dentist that had been in my mouth for several years before.
Yeah.
And he said, well, it's been healed. It's been fixed. It's been heavily filled. I
Yeah.
don't know what it's been filled with, but it's a really good job. And I was like,
Awesome.
what?
Just like this.
What?
Yeah.
Just like that. And so I was like, at first I was kind of incredulous as well. I was like, really? You know? But then that was the point. It's like I knew, and past that point, that stops you at being a belief.
Exactly.
And it starts at being a conviction. It
Yeah.
starts at being something that is, well, you're sure, you know that there's something else. You
Yeah.
know that something else can happen. And that kind of put me on the path to what I'm doing today, you know, and
Yeah.
kind of helping people with their meditation, helping
Yeah.
people with their, you know, come into their center and understand what they're capable of. I don't think we tap into anything near what we're capable of, you know,
So true.
as a people,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And according to my guides, my we're going through an ascension just now, and they talk about it as ascension, which is like the everything that has happened over the last however many thousand years is all culminating now. It's all coming together. So as a species are starting to flower. We're starting to bloom. We're starting to exhibit the best parts of ourselves. And instead of all of the war and hard things that humanity have put themselves
suffering,
through,
all sorts
all of the stuff, all of these things have been important for our development. But now, as we are ascending, as we are coming together as a collective, as we are beginning to have these bigger experiences and recognize what our potential is, the world is coming together. The world is starting to come together, and that is, and through understanding how to use our bodies, how to, like meditation is very important for the mind. And centering yourself in meditation is very important to get everything to work. And even now, science is now corroborating everything. Science is now proving that the spiritual perspective is actually true. It's real. We are all one. And there's a lot that's here that we've thought that we weren't capable of. Like my books have a lot of breathing techniques that help you your self-healing. Now, there's a chap called Wim Hof. They call him the Iceman, and he does the pranayama, kind of similar to my books, breathing technique.
Okay.
And he has been tested under scientific conditions that he can control the autonomic nervous system, and he can heal himself. He can heal his body, and this is scientifically proven that instead of it being the systems of the body, instead of them not being able to be regulated or having to be regulated by pills or whatever, we can actually do that through the breath.
We just can do it ourselves.
Exactly. We can do that ourselves. We can come into a healed, alkalized place where all of our systems in our body heals themselves. Through giving us the right conditions, through meditation, through centering ourselves, and through connecting with our spirit, with our breath, with our physical vessel, everything can be healed.
We just have to start to work on ourselves, because for many people who still don't know about meditation, they have to start to realize it's possible. Start to learn meditation, to discover for yourself which is the best fit for you, and then go to the process. And then, because it's the same for myself, when I was at 2015 looking for the answers and sicknesses that I had, and this book just opened many doors for me to understand I can heal myself and I can heal others. Or actually I can tell them you can heal yourself, It was like magical, and I was so happy. I was like jumping every day, like yes. Eventually I found the information that I was like feeling there is something else.
Yes, there is something else, exactly. And it opens you up to exactly what it is you're capable of. And I'm still only scratching the surface of what I'm capable of. You know what I mean? I'm always going deeper. I'm always coming back to myself. And this journey is a spiral. It's a spiral.
Okay, it's a spiral. Like this.
You're always coming back. You're always coming back. You're always reviewing where it is you've been, and how much it is you've assimilated of the lessons that you've needed, and expanding your practice.
Okay.
And the more that you practice, the more that when you come back to a certain point of you're looking at, well, actually, do you know what? That's not affecting me anymore. I've healed that. Or this is not affecting me anymore. I've healed that. Or that's needing more work. Or that's needing more work. Or, but it's always a spiral. We're always getting better. We're always expanding. If we're open to growth, if we're open to growth, we're always getting better. We're always discovering bigger and better parts of ourselves.
Yeah, that's awesome. Even people who are in negativity now these days, they're struggling. They can, with the help of meditation, go to that spiral to practice on and work on yourself. You will see that negativity will stop affecting you. It's like for myself, I noticed from 2015, I just completely much immune to those kind of ideas that was affecting me so easily, and I was sick from that. I was tired because sensitivity, you're very absorbing all of that kind of everything. And now it's like I'm so glad, I'm so much more stronger. I can control myself, I can help others, and I can grow. I am going again, as you say, like this,
Yes.
and it's awesome. It's an awesome process.
Yes, yeah. Wonderful, absolutely wonderful. And I think I think it's an epiphany. It's a point. It's a realization that things don't have to stay the way that they are.
Exactly.
And what you're saying about, you were absorbing things from other people, because we, as a collective humanity, we are empaths. Every single one of us. Now, there are people who are more empathic that we call empaths. There are people who are naturally, healers and more sensitive than the average person. That we call empaths, or we call healers, or we call sensitives. But the whole of humanity are sensitives. Like, everybody's a sensitive, insofar as we're a sensitive race. So the reality that as an individual we're having, no matter who you are or where you're from, no matter what country you're from, no matter where you are, you're absorbing everything from your surroundings. So you're absorbing, what the belief system is from your family, from your country, from where you believe you are, as far as your race is concerned, as far as your gender is concerned, as far as your age is concerned, as far as your economic circumstances, or who you believe that you are. You're absorbing everything in relation to that as well. And when you break the mold of that,
you change the belief. You start to realize you don't have to believe that all that stuff.
Exactly. That's just a story. When you recognize that's just a story, you don't have to be affected by that anymore. So, because every single one of us on the planet, no matter who you are or what you look like or what you believe that you are, we're all divine. And it's recognizing that similarity with everybody breaks the mold of everything that can hold you down or hold you back or put you in a box. There's nothing. You don't have to be in a box. You don't have to be in a specific circumstance. You can change it. You can make it better. You can make yourself more happy. You can make yourself more healthy. You can make yourself more clear, and from that place, then it's about deciding what it is you want to do. I mean, if you want to stay where you are and you want to continue, if you're quite happy, then
you can go safely to death with all that what you are, but it's so much more fun to be more, to go to different places, to earn some more money, to live your happy life, to just make choices whenever you want. We just have to step out of the box.
Exactly. It's about choice. It's about recognizing that you have choice. And if you're being held down, or if you're being told, you can't do this because this is who you are, and you're not able to do anything more, that's not true. Because you're divine. You're creating this circumstance. And when you recognize that it's like you and your higher self. It's like the way that we look at this is, we call it God, we call it the universe, we call it spirit, whatever we want to call it. It's the same thing. It's you as your small self, me as Robbie, and me as the higher energy. And it's connecting those two in conscious awareness. So it's about the conscious awareness that your higher self is directing you to something that is better, that's more fun, that's more expanded, that's more exciting, that's more interesting. That's more sexy, that's more creative, that's more expansive, and that doesn't have the restrictions that we have put on ourselves. And that's what Ascension's about. And that's about when you're excited about things, you live a better life. When you're excited about things, you produce better works. When you're excited about things, you inspire people from a higher degree because you're empathic. So when somebody's being genuine, when somebody's being honest, when somebody's being authentic, we can feel it. We know that that's true. As a collective, like, we tap into that, and everybody's at different stages of their learning and their understanding. And Ascension is recognizing as well, whatever level you're at or whatever experience you're having is the right experience for you. And if you decide to to open yourself up with meditation, if you decide to not be miserable anymore, if you decide to fulfill your potential, there are tools that are there to help that happen. And meditation is the main one for opening you up and getting you to recognize your own power.
That's awesome.
And that's what my books are. That's my and when I you can read that in Twin Flame. Well, you've read that in Twin Flames, Macabres and More. When my mum was not well, my mum was had cancer, and she had double cancer. But it was when I first went into Circle. I went into Meditation Circle. Excuse me, and very quickly I was going deep into a trance state, very deep into a meditative state. So what I do is I go into a deep meditative state, and I hear a phrase repeated over and over, and I let it repeat over and over, so that I know that it's not just my inner thoughts or inner dialogue, or that it's not just from my personal Robbie self. And then after I let it repeat for a certain amount of time, so I know that it's not just me, I repeat that. And when I repeat it, sometimes I can still be speaking for like an hour.
That is actually the way of channeling the information that is coming from your higher self. Not just from physical your ideas, but it's more, you feel it's flowing into you.
Yes, exactly. And I record that, I transcribe that, and that's what my books are. They're just written. They're exactly as it came out. The Clarion Call, the Healing Book, and the Galactic Council books 1 and 2. They're just exactly the way that it came out. So as
I love that about those books. It's so amazing, the raw material. You feel the energy. When I was reading, especially the healing book, my God, I feel then energy is going through me the days after that. And constantly when I start to read that book, it just in a day, it's ready. And then I feel the energy is flowing here and then to my, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Everything. Yes, exactly. And I kept them. I didn't. When I did it, people were saying, "Oh, you should do this, and you should write this, and you should include this, and you should do that." No. I deliberately did it exactly the way that it came out, the way that Spirit were saying, because I didn't really see that it was me. And these books are very short. They're not like long books. They're workshop books, really. They're books for. They're like a. When you do these books, you do them. It's like a workshop. It's like you're going through an experience. So, they're. I mean, the healing book's only like 50 pages, but you can do it. You can do it in a day or 2 days. And if you do it, if you're sensitive and if you're ready for this information, like you say, you will feel it. You'll feel that energy.
Update of the energy is going through you like this and like this. Oh my God!
Exactly, and the Kundalini raising and the expansion of your heart chakra, and also the chi balls as well. Like as you open up the power of your solar plexus as well, and sending the energy.
Oh, I do it from time to time. I love to do that. And the most fun about that, I was sending someone healing chi that they didn't know about. And then I see a message, or from yesterday I started to walk. The person couldn't walk, and I said, okay, it's working, yay! Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, very, very powerful. But what I like about these books, because I don't. People say that I'm a teacher, but I don't see myself as a teacher, because I don't see me as having done. I know that it came through me, but I don't see me as being responsible for it. I'm kind of one detached from it because of the process of how it happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, I was a lecturer years ago. I used to be a lecturer for 7 years in a college in Paisley. So I have experience of teaching. But when it came to spiritual teaching, I don't think anybody can teach anybody anything. I think it's more, everything is within you already.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like like, you're a complete spiritual being. You're just unpacking the gift for yourself. Yeah. So anything that I can do, or my books can do, or my guides can do for you, you already have that within you to do yourself.
You just have to read and absorb the information and to understand it for yourself, and then you can ask the questions.
Yes, exactly. And you have those questions within you, and you have those answers within you. So it's like everything, all that my books do is help you unpack you.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's such a great, simple answer to the 4 books. Actually, 4 books, 5 books. Just a simple answer: unpack yourself, your inner true potential. And in the beginning, you will not understand it all completely. At the beginning, it will be like confusing, but you have to reread it again and again, and then it's like, alrighty, that what is he talking about?
Exactly. And I still go back to these books myself. You know, so I'm not. So I think there throughout history, I think there has been a danger of, like, the guru, you know, or the holy man. And you know, I'm not setting myself up, because I'm not any better than anybody else, and I'm not. You know, I'm just a normal guy, and me recognizing that I'm just a normal guy and I can experience the amazing things that I've experienced, I know that anybody can do that. And recognizing that anybody can do that, that's why I'm quite happy for that material to be out there, you know. I'm quite happy for it to be, you know, helping people. So, you know, I don't claim myself, like, they talk about what does a Messiah mean, you know, and what does the chosen one mean. Well, you're the chosen one. Because you're having this experience of being a human. You are a divine being having an experience of being a human, you know. And it helps you get, these books help you get into that place, help you open your Merkaba, the Merkaba as well. That's one of the big things my guides are saying, you know, and it's becoming a buzzword. It's becoming something that people are becoming more interested in. And when they experience it fully, well, there's no doubt. You know, there's no doubt it's a way to help you get into that place within yourself that opens up your potential, you know.
It's actually, you are sharing about this, that I'm not a person and everything. It actually does make me think about Jesus, because I was reading Dolores Cannon's books, and there was a little bit about Jesus. She was channeling, you know, through the hypnosis and everything. But anyway, it's about Jesus, that actually he was sent also. It's like you are a new form of like Jesus, that he was showing different kind of things that he was doing, that you can do it yourself, you can do it even more. And it just
everybody like, it's like
I'm seeing you like a modern version of that, little bit shortened, a modern version to inspire to do it just like this. And you can develop yourself on many levels, just work on yourself.
Yeah, well, we all are though. Everybody's Jesus, everybody's Buddha, everybody's Krishna, everybody has that energy within them. So it's not me, it's you. it's not you, it's me. So what I mean is, it's like we are all that divine seed, everybody. So it's like what is within me is also within you. There's like energetically, we're all beginning to flower together. And like when Jesus was here, when Buddha was here, when Krishna was here, these were people who had already flowered their Merkaba. They were already open. They were already
born with that,
They were already here in love. And what Ascension is now is everybody's starting to flower. You know, everybody, instead of it being, oh, well, that's a special person, it's recognizing we're all special. Everybody has that ability. And like when you look at somebody who is stuck in fear or violence or negativity or pain or whatever it is, they're just a bud that's not flowered yet. That's all. They're just not aware of their own divinity. So to look at that and in their bud state, and instead of judging them or putting them down or saying, you know, they're not any less, they've just not flowered their consciousness yet. That's all. You know? So all that we have to do is to flower our own consciousness. You know, so the more that we center ourselves in love and center ourselves in our own Merkaba, our own toroidal field, our own energetic system, our own chakras, you know, the more that we do that, the more we beam love, the easier it is for everybody else to open up. You know, so it's like true. It's individual, happening individually, but it helps the collective to go, well, actually, no, why wouldn't you want to do that? Why wouldn't you want to be in peace and relaxation and power? Why wouldn't you want to be in your center like that? Do you know what I mean? So that's the point of it. It's recognizing, well, this is about your experience. It's not about anybody else's experience or anybody else walking on water or anybody else doing, you know, whatever. There are magical, amazing things that people can do, and you can do them too. You know, it's like, it's recognizing, you know, you can heal, you can be in fun, you can be, you know, you can chase your own passion, your own personal passion. You know,
exactly. I was wondering to ask you about Merkaba. Many people would still think, what is that? You've shared also a little bit about that, but how is that? What is that Merkaba? How much does it take time to open that Merkaba? Because you can, you know, for me, it's like I'm thinking about, is it open? Is it not open? How, you know, all the ideas that people will definitely ask you. So if you can explain about that.
Well, the Merkaba is a tool. It's a tool for a mechanism that you can, that you have. Everybody has a Merkaba, right? It's like you have a toroidal field of energy that goes up and
yes.
It's like a donut. Yeah, it's like a donut. Yeah, it goes down and up and down, and it centers itself in the heart. And the Merkaba is the tool that is most effective in you being able to connect into that energy. So when you there's the visualizations of the double spinning tetrahedrons.
It's described in your first book.
Yes.
Metatron. This is Clarion Call. Okay.
Yes. These shapes are part of what is around you already, right? So you already have this. You already have this. It's like a ship of light. It's like a vessel. It's like your own personal spaceship.
Okay, yeah, but people still don't really realize it because they cannot see it, but they have it, and they can open up to that when they start to work on themselves. and realize
Yes.
I have it, and they open it when it's time for that.
And it's ancient. I mean, it's been here since the beginning of time. It's the way that the whole universe was created, as far as what my guides talk about, the in the beginning, you know. And it's represented in Judaism as the Star of David. Right?
Okay.
It's like
Yes.
the Star of David.
Okay.
You see the Star of David. It's represented in Hinduism as the triangles, the ever decreasing triangles, and the yantra in Hinduism. It's pretty much in every ancient tradition. It's in the dragon dog shamans symbolism from the Chinese tradition. It's like represented as a dragon that's holding a ball, and the ball is the flower of life, and the way to tap into the flower of life is the Merkaba. So it's like in ancient China, it's in ancient Judaism, it's in ancient Hinduism, it's in all of the ancient traditions. So it's the fundamental tool to tap into your divinity, to tap into your potential. And it's not just about becoming all spiritual. It's about health and vitality and relaxation and you opening your potential. So when you start to use this energy technique, when you start to meditate upon this symbol, you naturally come into your body, your mind, your soul comes into alignment, and you start to work on a more effective basis. Your mastery comes forward. It helps you get into your mastery. It helps you get into your power. And when you meditate upon it effectively, at the most intense part of it, when you've started to open fully, you have a oneness experience of like all of creation. You recognize your own divinity. You recognize that you are divine, and that everybody's divine, and that you are part of everybody, and everybody's part of you. That's the most intense part of it. But there's different layers of it, different levels of it, and as you commit to using this, you just feel better. You just feel more confident. You feel healthier. You feel more in alignment, and it grows in its intensity to what you're ready for. And because I know you were going to ask about the ring pass knot.
I love this one.
So this is a part of the point of your Merkaba. If it's going to be too overwhelming for you to experience that you are divine, you won't be allowed to go that far. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. Okay.
So
it's like protective mechanism to.
It's a protective mechanism, exactly. Because some people do like Kundalini. They force the Kundalini, or they force their spiritual opening, or they break open really quickly, and they have psychosis. And they end up in hospital, or they end up in a psychiatric ward because it's too much for them.
Yeah, it's like
it's like, well, wait a minute, what? I'm divine. What? Wait a minute. Like almost like a psychotic LSD trip, or an acid trip, or if it's too much, it can cause us
damage.
It can. It's like when I talk about the analogy of the flower, you don't take a bud and try and open it up with your fingers. Do you know what I mean? Because you just rip the petals. Because flowers are beautiful. Flowers are precious, and flowers have innate divine timing. And a flower will flower when it's ready to flower. You don't see the flower. You have to flower. The flower blooms in its perfect timing. And so if you try to open it too quickly, it rips, and it's not good for it. So the ring pass knot is like a fail-safe device. It's like a part of your Merkaba. It's like a part of your divinity. It's like a part of your divine self that says, okay, you're ready for this. Okay, you're ready to have the stabilizers taken off. Now you can ride your bike. You're ready to, here's your license, you're ready to drive the car. Here's your pilot's license, you're ready to fly the plane. Here's
that was actually the question. I couldn't understand what that was at the beginning. I was just like understanding on some far level, but still not clear. And it's now after those years, it's like so clear. Now I know.
And it's yourself stopping yourself doing something that you're not ready for. You know what I mean? It's like because this is another thing about the guru. You know, you are your own guru. You are your own divinity. I am, from a spiritual perspective, there are not two people here. You and me don't exist. So this is a conversation from divinity to divinity, and to divinity from divinity. You know what I mean? This is so your version of the ring pass not is perfect for you.
Yes, and exactly.
So whatever experience you've had, or whatever relationships you've had, or whatever jobs you've had, or whatever talents you've explored, or whatever it is that you have done is perfect for you.
Yes.
And the ring pass not is a point where it won't let you go any further than you're ready, but with the same token, once you are ready, and once you do go through the ring pass knot, there's different levels of the ring pass knot.
But I noticed that.
When you're ready for a certain point of spiritual experience, it will let you through only when you have the point of readiness and balance to be able to handle it, to be able to deal with it, to be able to assimilate it, to be able to be in mastery of it. So it won't give you any more than you need. But you know, with the same token, once you're ready for it, it'll give you exactly what you need to get to that place.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a great explanation. It's definitely you answer the questions that many probably will be reading the book, will be looking for. Robbie, explain me that. So you have the video, to explain clearly what does it do to you. Because
that's probably the thing that people ask me the most about the ring pass knot. You know, what is that? What does that mean?
So now you can pass the video and share. It's so amazing. Yeah, I have to tell you, it's really great that I didn't ask you that question a few years ago, because probably I wouldn't understand it at the beginning. Just now, when you are ready, when I observe the information.
But that's an example of the ring pass knot. So, you know, so what you're ready for, or what you understand, or what you're able to assimilate, sometimes because when you first awaken as well, it can be quite overwhelming. There's so many spiritual things that are there. There's so many spiritual ideas. There's so many traditions. There's so many opinions. There's so many people that are all fired up about ascension, or about spirituality, or about meditation, or about what does all this mean, or, you know. So there's so much to choose from, and you have to be in the place where you listen to your own inner self, and you explore your own energy, and you being able to understand that, or assimilate that, or take that on board. That's a form of the ring pass knot. Do you know what I mean? That's a certain point of you coming. Okay, that's what that means, and it's like an epiphany. You know, it's like, okay, I just thought that was nonsense. That's actually, you know, and you won't come to it until you're ready for it.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the same with my books as well, because there's only this time since 2012 the veil has been kind of lifted. The balance between light and dark has tipped in the favor of light, of awakening consciousness, of fear being taken away from the equation more. And in this is just the first cycle of ascension. This is the end of the first cycle, right? So these months coming up to the winter solstice in December, this is the first cycle. It's the first 7 years of the end of the old way of doing things, since the balance has been tipped
Okay.
to the form of the light and awakening, and us even being able to discuss these things,
Yeah,
because
exactly.
it was really difficult to even discuss these things before 2012, because you were
Yeah.
looked at as some kind of nutcase or some kind of like, well,
Yeah,
what?
yeah, yeah,
You know, because so many have just believed that the physical world is the only world that there is. You know, whereas it's like when you understand it from a spiritual perspective, it's only a tiny part of it is the spiritual world,
yeah,
is the physical world rather. You know, so it's like everything else. Really, we are spiritual beings, giving ourselves a bit of a physical experience during the time of a species evolving their spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical selves. So, you know,
yeah.
this time just now, a lot of the light workers that are waking up, you won't be able to access my material until you're ready for it. Do you know what I mean?
True. I agree with
And
that. Yeah.
and even then, it can be quite overwhelming, because the going from the Clarion Call to the Healing Book to the Galactic Council Book 1 and 2, these are big concepts that it needs some time to assimilate. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and it's only now that people are actually able to even
To open
understand
the
it.
book and
To
start to
open the book,
like, okay, like slowly and okay, yeah,
yeah,
understanding.
yeah.
True.
But more and more are opening to them. More and more are able to assimilate it.
Yeah.
More and more are able to see to access this material. You know, so according to my guides, there's a kind of the floodgates are ready to open for people to be able to
Yeah.
access this stuff now. You know? So more and more
Yeah.
people are recognizing or are feeling the energy of the channelings, and that's helping them flower, helping them open. You know? So
Also,
yeah.
telepathic connections. Did you notice there are a lot of telepathic connections? You think about someone and then they send you a message, or the opposite. It's like dream about something and then I send a message, say, oh, I just was thinking about it. Oh, it's so nice. And I find it so awesome. It's really great.
More and more.
Yeah.
Exactly. And you it starts off, these synchronicities start off almost as a novelty. It's almost like, oh, that's quite interesting, you know, it's, oh, that's
Yeah.
just a coincidence, you know, or that's,
Yeah.
oh, well, you know, that's a great thing. But the more that the deeper you go into your spirit, the deeper you go into your own self and your own
Yeah.
abilities and your own psychic expansion, your own third eye, when you connect into recognizing that this is a real thing, the more
Yeah.
that you expand yourself, the more frequently these things happen, and the
Exactly.
more that you can morph and mold your reality, the
Yeah.
more that you're able to
You can shape it yourself.
you can shape it yourself. You can shape your dream state yourself. You can shape your physical experience yourself, and the more that you surrender to your higher self, the more bliss you can assimilate. So
Yeah.
the happier you can be, the more
Yeah.
because it sounds like it's just some kind of daft, you know, like as if it's just a waffy concept. It sounds like as if it's just optimism. But
Yeah.
the more that, the more that you experience it, the more that you assimilate it, the more that you live the truth of it, the more bliss you have,
Yeah.
and the less it becomes important about what you get or what you experience, and more about what you are.
Yeah.
So the bliss of your center and the connection to your divine source becomes more, ironically, as you experience more bliss and more joy and more peace within yourself, the easier it is to manifest what you wanted in the first place.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
so,
I
like you
understand.
start off thinking, I want to create this, or I want that, or I want this experience, or I want
Yeah,
that
yeah,
experience,
yeah,
or I want this thing, or I want that thing, or I want the X amount of money, or I want this, that, or the next thing. And the way to get to those things is through the bliss of your open Merkaba. But the
yeah,
more that you open your Merkaba and the more that you experience the bliss of God or the bliss of the divine or the bliss of your center self, the less those things matter.
yeah, exactly.
The
Yeah,
less those things matter, the more detached you are from them. And the
yeah.
more detached you are from those things, the quicker those things manifest.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So,
It's true. Yes, yes, so true. Because, I recently experienced a few of ideas about money. Many people think about you need it because of this and that, but I started to realize that when I start to I realize the meaning of money, not like to have more, but actually I can do with that. I can help many people that I know because I'm from Ukraine. So I know people are not understanding that they have a possibilities. So with that, I can help much more and faster than just by, sharing the information, because they listen to the information, but they say, but, I cannot because of this and that. And I started to realize that actually you can manifest anything, and also if you ask for more money, but not for reason because you need to go on vacation, whatever. It's actually a little bit boring for me. I always like to go somewhere and to change someone's life on profound level. And I notice that it happens, anyway. You start to inspire because how do you live, but also when you say, you can do it by yourself and give the information how to. So it's more inspiring. So people don't
yes,
have to think about those tools like money, for example, as evil or something negative, and not to think
yes.
about, but just more as a serving others, helping to open their own potentials.
Yes, yeah. I mean, yeah. It talks about money in my books as well as it's only energy anyway.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah, yeah.
it, it,
It's a
it's
tool, actually.
it's another tool. It's another Merkaba. It's another thing that we when you recognize that the core of you is you are the ultimate bank.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Your core is the ultimate riches of the universe. When you recognize you are that center point, it comes into your experience to manifest. It manifests what you need when you need it.
yeah,
Instead of it being, suddenly here I'll rub the lamp, and suddenly there's a big,
yeah.
there's a big pile of gold.
Exactly.
like
Yeah,
but it's also a point. It's a point of learning for us as humans as well. It's a
yeah,
very important point as well, because it's about value. It's like you can be a billionaire and you can be ill and you can be unhappy in your relationship and you can
yeah,
be unfit, or you can be, you can be miserable because you're thinking about stuff that happened in your childhood, or
yeah,
miserable things that happened in your relationships, or hard things that happened in your friendships or your business deals. But you've got all this money, so our human mind think, well, if you got that money, you're sorted. What do you mean? Whereas the
yeah,
riches come from health, where the wealth actually is in health, is in well-being, is in peace, is in
yeah,
happiness, and everything else can be manifested. You
yeah,
can go from riches to rags, and you can go
yeah,
from rags to riches. You can do
yeah,
that several times. You can do that many times in a lifetime. That is an experience again. So money in and of itself has no value. The
exactly.
the core within you has ultimate value, and when you use that money, because what is the point in a billionaire having money in the bank that's not doing anything with it anyway?
Exactly.
Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Energy
It's
must be
like you
used,
might,
energy must circulate, do something. You can
well,
inspire others.
it's only a status point of ego having a lot of money. Do you know what I mean? once you recognize that you're here to have an experience of humanity, you'll explore the wealth that you can do even without money. There's like a billionaire that doesn't explore their body, that doesn't explore their emotions, that doesn't explore their relationships, that thinks, well, I'm a billionaire, you know, look at me, I'm a billionaire, you know. But they're not exploring the wealth of things that are actually free, you know. And for us to experience more of the free stuff, as far as money is concerned, brings us into the wealthy, healthy, excited and expanding potential that brings in all the other stuff, like, you know, money riches. You know?
I was talking about I was talking about money, but I have to tell you, I did meet and explore many millionaires that are using their money for such amazing things that I'm so happy about that, because you can do something what you like, you can earn a lot of money, and then to put that energy into create something for those who don't understand the concept, who can learn a lot from that, they just can grow and inspire others with that. And then it's just so beautiful how that actually something that we didn't understand from probably in family you did live, you didn't understand that concept. And when you understand the concept of real concept of earning something and serving others with that, what you have, that is the most powerful thing that you can ever achieve in life.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And I think that's part of Ascension as well. Because I was looking at this documentary about the chap that invented the caffeine drink 5 Hour Energy, right? It's a little, it's like a little caffeine drink that he put at the price point of the tills, and he became a billionaire almost overnight. And he's using his money to build hospitals and to produce fresh water for people, and you know, he's got these rowers and cycles that produce free energy, and he's helping the world with all this stuff. He says, I don't really like cars, I don't really like houses, I don't want to show off, I'm not into fashion or anything like that, I'm just going to help people.
I just like to be in action, earning money and share the energy.
And sharing it and helping people have fresh water and helping this, that, and the next thing. And he's so full of joy because, well, what else would they do with the money? You know?
Yeah,
it's like,
exactly.
What, just keep it in the bank. What good is it going to do being kept in the bank? And that's somebody that's truly wealthy, because they recognize the ability to help. But you don't need to be a billionaire to be able to help people. Just by your vibrancy, you're helping people. Everybody that you come into contact with, that you uplift, you're helping. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, just with a little smile passing by, just smiling every day, it changes the world.
Exactly. And as you do that, your vibration lifts others. And as you lift others, your vibration lifts. And this is what I'm saying about since 2012, and also the beginning of the internet, because there's things like a lot of ancient texts say, you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free, right? And the internet, the way that the internet talks, the way that my books talk about the internet, it's like the internet is about truth. We now, you can have the best college education, university education, for free now. You really have all of the information from the whole of humanity
online
at your fingertips,
for free.
Online for free. Everybody. So it's like these people who have had $1 million educations. You can have the whole of the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT in America. All of their courses are online, free. Now, you can't get a degree from the MIT without going to MIT and going through the studying, but the actual study materials, if you just want to learn about stuff, it's all there. It's all online. It's all free. You know, so you can become a neuroscientist. You can become an astrophysicist. You can do whatever it is you want to do online, free. Now,
it's true,
of
but I
course,
have to add a little bit to that, that it's so important, what I noticed by myself, that people, when they pay money for something, for a course, and they have a choice to do it for free, they take the course more serious when they pay for it, because I paid so much money, so they will start it harder than if they did it for free. And I noticed by myself, I had so much access to the information, but then when I started to pay for it, I thought, okay, I have to work harder. And that is actually a difference.
It's very true. It's very true, and that's about your. I think this is why, because that's another point. That's a very good point, very important point as far as human psychology is concerned.
Yeah.
But it's something that is changing. It's something that's shifting with Ascension. But this is another point, because I couldn't understand, like when I first started in Circle, in meditation, it was almost frowned upon to take money for a reading. It was like as if, well, you don't do that for money. You're doing that for service. You're trying to help people. You're not meant to, take money for it. So when I channeled the books, when I put them for sale, and I put them on for nothing. I put them on just the printing costs, so that you could pay the printing costs. And I kept being told $22.
It's Metatron who told you to put a higher price. I remember I did read somewhere that. And he told you, know your price. No, I will do it lower now.
Exactly. And this is the point there, because if people are not paying for it, if it costs somebody money, this is all about this is what you're talking about, the value system.
Exactly.
We don't recognize the riches that we are right now because of the paradigm that we're in as far as the monetary system is concerned. Now, it's all perfect. So that's all part of our learning and part of our ascension, part of the one. It's a wonderful thing. The setup is wonderful. We've given ourselves this experience, but it's exactly what you're saying. When you have paid for it, you value it. You have a value of it. And
the more you pay, the more you give value to it.
Exactly. The more you pay, the more you give value to it. The more you respect it.
Yeah.
And the more that and that's exactly why he wouldn't let me, because I just wanted to put it on for nothing. I was just like, well, these are things I didn't expect to be doing this. This is something that I do or have done on a Sunday. Do you know what I mean? This is something that you do extra to your job because you have that innate feeling of wanting to share your spirituality.
Yeah, but so Robbie, you forgot about that idea, that the preparing process to channel those books. You've been working on yourself hard. You didn't eat for so many days. You didn't count that moment, those times, your psychological, and it's a huge amount of work that you put on yourself, because you've been through. You're like, okay, you are giving person, it's okay, but actually you have to put more price, because you did invest a lot in that.
I did. I realize that. I do realize that. But my point is, I would be doing this anyway. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's like part of. I think that goes back to probably my childhood as well. I'm the grandson of a minister. My granddad was a minister, and so my family tradition is about understanding service, understanding. That's part of what gives us it makes you feel as if you're giving to people, because you kind of do that spiritual service anyway. No matter whether I was an astronaut or a movie star or whatever it is, I would still be doing something on Sunday. I would still be doing something. You know what I mean? Like some form of, call it worship, or call it, appreciation, or call it gratitude, whatever it is. That's just part of what I would be doing anyway. So that's kind of an extension of the way that I was thinking about these books. But Metatron was like, no, actually, no. Not just because you deserve to have some recompense, but because people won't take it seriously unless they're paying for it.
Yes.
So that's part of the psychology of, well, you will take it seriously, because
Yeah, shifting the beliefs. I was also having that kind of like thinking. And actually, I understand I can help more people when I have more abundance financial. I can go to Africa and teach a lot of
yeah,
things because of those physical, financial, material. The same, I can go to Ukraine. I can also establish there because of those money. And if I just will be, just here, I'm not really helping a lot of people, just my surroundings a little
yes,
bit.
yeah,
So
yeah,
with
yeah,
that
yeah,
physical, financial abundance, you have more possibilities to change more, to do more and faster.
exactly,
That just
exactly. And what they said about these books as well, because these books are they're a whole ascension course. So people pay thousands and thousands of pounds to go to retreats and courses to,
yes, yes,
to do what you can get for the price of my books. You know what
yeah,
I mean? In
yeah,
fact, there's a few different places in America. There's a lady, I think she's called Kat Baldwin, in America, who does the Chios Energy School, and she runs courses, and she charges. She charges. She knows how to charge. And I've never even spoken to this woman, but I know that she's running the courses, because some people from my New York group have told me that they're in the class, and she does a 12-week course using my books. So she's she's earning a living from that material.
it's
So
actually, you have to talk to her very seriously, because I mean,
well, I looked at it like, when it first started, because it started about 2-3 years ago, and somebody told me about it, and I thought, because different people have been saying that I should I should franchise some courses or things, but I thought, well, I'll see how that goes. I'll see how people react to the course, and I will speak to the lady. I will speak to her, but I wanted to just see how that went. Do you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I did this to help people. Do you know what I mean?
yes, yes, but you can help more. You can travel every day to somewhere else and just help, just like this, much more easier. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
it
yeah,
gives you so much more possibilities to do much more easy and much more. So it's
yeah.
much more helping.
Yes, yeah, yeah. I mean, I believe everything happens for a reason and at the
Yeah,
right timing. So, I know that this time is a time of, people will be drawn to the right material. You know what I mean?
yeah,
People will be drawn to exactly what it is they need when they need it. Do you know what I mean? And that's part. I think my material is definitely the guides say, or my higher self says, or whatever, that this is the highest point of what you're able to achieve in a physical vessel,
yeah,
and looking towards, because they talk about the divine nectar as well. They talk about our physical evolution
yeah,
and the divine nectar, our pineal gland opening up,
yes,
and us dripping what they call the divine nectar.
yeah,
And I've found out that there's a mudra, an ancient mudra, the Kichari mudra,
yeah.
that you curl your tongue up in the back of your mouth, and you can kind of milk the
Okay,
pineal
oh,
gland.
really?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
You
you put your tongue
speak
back
about
to your throat and
yeah,
then,
yeah, 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 and you're kind of milking the pineal gland as
oh
well.
my God.
And these are things that have been kind of hidden. They've been hidden because humanity haven't been ready for them en masse. We haven't been ready as a collective to really, really understand and access that material. But now we are. Now
Exactly.
we are.
Yes,
Now
now
we're
we
ready.
are.
Now
Yes.
people are opening up. People are opening their merkabas. People are opening up in meditation.
Yes.
Everything's happening. So
Yeah.
it's all happening now. It's
Yeah.
exciting.
That's
It's an
awesome.
exciting time. Yeah.
I also will ask you probably the last question because we have a little timing. I also would like
Okay.
to ask you about Metatron. For many people, it's also something really, strange, a new concept. And I have to tell you, I feel also connection with Metatron. It's a type of power that, you know, probably resonates with not everyone, but I love the energy. So can you share a little bit, what kind of energy is that? What is that really? How can you connect to Metatron? And, you know, anything you can add to that to give more explanation to the people who are in the opening of these ideas?
Well, Metatron is, when I was first introduced to Metatron, it was very, very powerful energy when I first started channeling. And Metatron is the angel of the Merkaba, right?
Okay.
So the way that I see the angels is an expansion of your inner self, right?
Okay.
So the angels are part of your higher consciousness.
So it's actually a type of energy, because some people don't recognize angels, you know, they don't believe in that. Yeah. So it's actually angel, you can compare as a type of energy that you will experience. You feel something special, not like it's any other day.
Again, it's part of you. It's a certain point that anybody and everybody can access in their consciousness. And again, it goes back to the Merkaba, because the Merkaba is the essence of what they call Metatron's cube, right?
Yes,
and you've probably seen the circle drawing of Metatron's cube. It's a geometric pattern that is very popular, very powerful. And it's like a yantra. It helps you focus in meditation. And Metatron is the essence of this understanding. So it's like the way that my guides call it, they talk about the office of Metatron. Right? So what that means is it's like anybody can be an office manager. Anybody can be a president. Anybody can be a prime minister, right? And when you have that office, you have certain abilities within that office.
Yeah.
So when you take the office of the Metatron, you embody what Metatron is capable of. Do you know what I mean? So it's that's about, but anybody can do that. That's not just.
But not everybody is ready for that. Not everybody will recognize it.
Exactly. Not everybody's ready for it, but everybody is capable of it.
Yes, yes.
So it's recognizing that this is why the ring pass knot is there, because you won't be able to embody Metatron until you're ready, or until you've come into balance within yourself, or until you're, again, with the Clarion Call, it talks about the 7 deadly sins, right? What our lower self will pull us towards, you know, jealousy or negativity, or, you know, gluttony or lust, or, you know, any of the things that hold us back from our divine center. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Any of the fundamental things, when we are in the grip of that lower self, we're not able to embody Metatron.
Exactly.
But when you open yourself through the things that hinder your happiness, you're able to embody like divine sexuality, divine, you know, balance, divine power, divine kindness, and that counteracts any of these things that we as a collective do that bring us down, or that hinder other people, or that you know, gets in the way of our happiness, you know. And Metatron is it's like divine fire. It's hard to explain really, but it is Metatron is the essence of the Merkaba. Metatron is the essence of your divine self, and you can call it, like, if you've been brought up in a tradition of Christianity, which I was, I would call it Jesus.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If you're brought up in a tradition of
Buddha, India.
A Muslim, you would call it Muhammad, peace be upon him. You know. Or if you were brought up in a household of being a Hindu, you would call it Krishna, or you know, Vishnu.
Okay, I understand. Yes.
So it's an essence of spirituality that is the formless one, that it's only our personal tradition that gives it a name. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's the essence of divinity that actually, you know, opens itself up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's that power
Exactly.
that and it's your personal experience of, well, what does spirituality mean to me? What does spirituality mean to somebody who's been brought up as a Christian Scientist, or somebody who's been brought up as a, you know, as a Jainist, or you know, or whatever personal, you know, familial tradition you've been brought up in. You know, that's going to be the essence of what Metatron is to you. Do you know what I mean? So that's another thing, because Metatron says, you know, Metatron is not personally attached to the name Metatron. Do you know what I mean? Metatron just means pure love, you know?
Yeah.
And somebody, who was it now? I put that in my book. He was talking about the Bible, right? And at the beginning of the Bible, it mentions the Tetragrammaton, right?
Okay.
And this is in the Kabbalistic tradition, but it's in the Bible, the Tetragrammaton. And the Tetragrammaton is like the name of God, but the Tetragrammaton in translation is tetrahedron.
Okay, yeah.
And tetrahedron is the two parts of the spinning pyramids of the Merkaba.
Okay.
So that's in the Bible, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So, you know, everything all connects to everything else. You know?
They just have different names.
They just have different names, and it's all the name for love. It's all the name for connection into the deepest part of yourself.
Yeah.
And Metatron and the Merkaba, to me, are the fastest and most experiential way of accessing your divinity. The fastest and most powerful way for you to access who you really are. And that's everybody. You know, that's us all. So
just one more question, because I found it's really important. You know, I'm talking a lot about vegan food, you know.
Yes.
You know, these books inspired me to become vegan. This is why in a few months, I think almost after 2 or 3 weeks, I became vegan because of the books.
Excellent.
So it just so, and after that, I would never go back to that, you know, eating style that I was eating before, because I know the power of eating vegan, healthy, organic food. Excellent. So can you add to this a little bit? How important is this to discover yourself more with eating right foods? Because you channel those books also, you've been not eating almost like nothing. So it's so important to put inside the things that...
Well, this is the point that I think has the most resistance for people.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I was brought up in a family that you know, ate meat and didn't think twice about it, you know. My dad thought that I'd gone crazy when I went vegetarian.
My mom too.
But what you have to, I think that there's different points, because I'm not saying that anybody's diet is wrong, right? You have to have the human experience that you're having until you're ready to have a different human experience. I'm not telling you you're wrong, right? But what I would say is, when you go vegan, or when you adopt a plant-based diet, you will find that you sleep better, that you feel better, that your health is better, that your mood is better, that your motivation is better, that you're more comfortable in your skin, that you lose weight, that you come to ideal fitness. You know, it's much easier to come to ideal fitness with a vegan diet. It just is. And a lot of doctors now are prescribing a vegan diet. They're not saying you have to take this medicine or that medicine. They're saying just go vegan. Go vegan even just for 2 months for your health, and you will see your health improve. You just will, because it's better for you. So from a perspective of, you know, just from that fundamental perspective, it's just better for you. It's healthier for you. Now, from a spiritual perspective, when you understand how the food industry works and how badly sentient beings are being treated, and are being forced into fear and slaughter, and you know the horrendous things that go on in the meat industry and the dairy industry, you're either ignoring it or you're complicit within it. And it's that's the thing that causes the most resistance, because people don't want to think that they're cruel. People don't want to think that they're, you know, part of something that's so horrendous. But that causes cognitive dissonance.
Yeah.
That causes a point where you kind of ignore it because you don't want to face the horrendous truth of it. You know, that's really hard. But what I would say is, since 2012, and as the vibration is raising, as we are becoming more informed about what is going on in the meat and dairy industry, when we're becoming more informed about how bad it is for you, actually, because, you know, it always, the propaganda is drink milk because it's got calcium and it's good for your bones.
Yeah.
But actually now we know that calcium doesn't get absorbed into your body.
Exactly. It's absolutely not true. Yeah.
It's actually causing illness. It's causing osteoporosis. It's causing heart disease. It's causing a lot of different stuff that's really, really bad for you. But the propaganda, the advertising is saying, no, this is really good for you. So we're coming to terms with the fundamental lie of industry, that advertising and industry don't care about your health. They care about profits. And when we recognize that is brainwashing, that is not good for you, and that there's so many scientific studies, so many things that are coming to light about how bad it is for you, is changing the way that we're looking at things. So, you know, there's so many, the whole industry is changing, because when you make a different choice, when you decide to choose, you know, some plant-based milk over dairy milk, you're helping that industry go out of business.
Exactly.
And that's what's happening, because milk sales are down, meat sales are down, the fast food chains are all opening vegan alternatives. You know, what was the whole glyphosate and Monsanto weed killer, you know, the whole GMO thing is falling. It's being destroyed because people are going, I'm not putting that into my body. That is poison. I don't want that. So people are realizing on a fundamental level that, you know, that we've kind of been lied to, like really been lied to, and we're waking up to that. So the whole thing's changing. So not only is it better for you, but as that changes, and as there's less cruelty, there's less, the factory farming is becoming less and less. That, it's like we were talking about initially about us being sensitive, right? We are a sensitive race, right? Now, while we are accepting a certain paradigm and ignoring everything else, that makes us unhealthy. It makes us unhealthy spiritually. It makes us unhealthy even physically. And when we face that and say, no more, I'm not doing that anymore, I'm going to choose a different alternative. And also when you see that alternative is better, it's healthier, it's more enlivening, it's more powerful, that raises the vibration of the collective. So that's what's happening just now. The vibration of the collective is raising because people are making different choices about their diet. Their diet your diet is fundamental. Your diet is not just what you eat, it's what you think, it's what you accept, it's what you allow yourself to be on a loop of behavior with. But it's very important what we put in our mouth, because of our health, because of our vibration, and because of understanding that's a big part in changing the world. It's actually a massive part in changing the world. And so many people are changing now. So many people are saying, that doesn't have to be like that. You know? And that's helping with ascension. That's helping raise the vibration. It's helping make healthier people. It's helping make, you know, less animals suffer. And because of that, like I was saying about the collective, you know, as we as empaths, when you know that suffering is happening, and you're you're detaching from that, you're not really being true to your own spiritual self, because part of our evolution is recognizing, well, I don't want to be responsible for that suffering. Exactly. I don't want to be complicit in that vibration, or in that cruelty. I don't want to be part of it. That's a choice. You don't have to be a guru on top of a mountain to make that choice. Yeah. You just have to be somebody who goes into a cafe and chooses, an alternative milk instead of dairy for your coffee. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's the most spiritual thing that you can do, or the most progressive thing that you can do, is deciding that what you put in your mouth not only will be healthier for you, but will be healthier for everybody else.
Exactly. You can make the example, and then it's also like very often people say to me, "Oh, you are looking so good," and this and that. I say, it just eating vegan foods. That's it. Organic. I prefer organic because it's more tasty.
Exactly. Yeah, and better for you. Pesticides. Yeah.
It's also great stimulation to open my Merkaba, because in 2-second books, if you want to open your Merkaba fast, you clear your energy from all those foods that you don't eat anymore, animal products, foods, and everything, and processed foods, and it will help you to go to a different kind of level, much more faster. Of course, you have to be ready, but it speeds the process, and it's very powerful.
But you will only go when you're ready. But also, and it's an important point, my guides say that we are all ready. The whole of humanity are ready. So if you decide that you're going to really open up your spirituality, that you make the choice to eat cruelty free, and you eat healthily for your body, and you meditate, and you connect into your divine source with a bit of prayer, the sky's the limit for every single being on the planet that makes that decision. And sometimes we feel as if we're held down by what our parents say, or what our family says, or what our religion says, or what our society says. But according to my guides, everybody's ready.
I heard that.
This is why this time of the Clarion Call, that couldn't have been released before it was released. It was ready. It was released in 2011, just before 2012, just before that new cycle, and that couldn't have happened before that new cycle. And this new cycle, the first 7-year cycle, is just about over, and there's so much change to happen in the last 7 years. Even 7 years ago, to suggest that Burger King was going to bring out a vegan alternative, you wouldn't have heard of that.
But even in 2015, when I started to read your books, I was just dreaming to talk to you, just like such a guy, such an interesting personality, and now it's just like normal thing. It's just happening.
Because it's just natural. It's like, I am no better than anybody else. We are all kind of victims of our circumstance to a certain degree. But that circumstance, that's a particular thing that you have to get over.
Exactly.
So everybody is able to get over their initial circumstance. Everybody, and that's why I tried to make it as honest as possible in the Twin Flames Merkabas and More book, because everybody has obstacles. Everybody has things that they need to get over, or that they need to forgive, or that they need to, grow from. Everybody, and we're all one. We're all, and no matter where you are on the planet, no matter what your circumstances are, you can make it better. You can make a change. Not only can you make a change for your own life, but in you making a change for your own life, you make a change for the whole world.
So true. So true. And you say that this cycle is ending. What is the new cycle?
Well, again, it's upward spirals, right? So from
like this,
2012, if you think about it as from 2012, that's the point there, right? So this, from up until 2012, we were in kind of quite a lot of ignorance, quite a lot of darkness, quite a lot of heaviness. And the point of 2012 came, and from now, it's keeping going upwards. So the first cycle is over, then the second cycle, and it's all upwards. It's all upwards, more upwards vibration. So it's like the water is lifting, right? So as the water lifts, all the boats that are on the water lifts with it. So as that first cycle is over and the vibration is lifting, so will the vibration of everybody lift. So this has a knock-on effect for the whole of humanity, for everything.
Right.
So that first cycle, that's just that's just us realizing that change is possible. And the next cycle is us assimilating it more, living our truth more, living from a place of expanded awareness more, and the knock-on effect of that from the world will and is apparent. It's happening. There's old systems are breaking down, things are transforming, we're realizing our own divine sovereignty, and things are expanding, things are lifting, things are being changed. It's just happening. So that from that place up until 2012, it was kind of like a point of darkness for our collective. Whereas now, you're in the first 7 years of that cycle. Now, the next 7 years, third 7 years. It will be
even better.
Exactly. And it's becoming more and more intense, you know, and it's becoming more and more apparent as well, because the younger generations are now opening up on a deeper level as well. Like that girl that's organising the school strikes, she's saying, wait a minute, we're going to choke ourselves to death if we don't do something about this. So what is the point in us being in school if you're not teaching us the truth? What's the point in us being in school if you're not teaching us how to save our ecosystem? What's the point in any of that? It's all nonsense.
It's all nonsense.
That's what the kids are doing now, you know. And now the kids, like in England, they're starting meditation as part of the curriculum. You know, can you imagine that happening before 2012? You know,
they would put you in a prison or something for that. You're crazy. What are you talking about?
Exactly. So all of this is opening up. All of this is opening up every different part. You know, so we're ready for that.
Yeah, very beautiful times that we are experiencing. I was before 2012, I was thinking, gosh, it's like terrible times, this and that, you know. And then you start to realize, now I realize, gosh, so amazing times. You can do anything you want. You don't need education. You just can learn, read, and just share your story on anything you want. You just can do anything you want.
It's good. I'm not putting down education. Education is good, you know, if you're doing something, but what's important about education is the subject. So if you are passionate about the subject, then all the education is that's perfect. Learn about what you love. Learn about what opens you up. If you're going to spend 3 years of your life learning about something, make it something that you're going to be joyful doing for the rest of your life, or even, you know, having a career do it. Learn, because there's so much that's there. We're always learning anyway, but you know, it's about the subject. What makes you come alive? I have a friend, Boggy Brighton, the Sifu Boggy, and he's a skater. And he skates. When he skates, he comes alive, you know. And he's a spiritual teacher, and that's part of what he says as well. You know, there's lots of these different spiritual people saying, you know, it doesn't matter what you do, but do what you love.
Exactly.
Because when you do what you love, you come alive. If your passion is to teach about vegan food, that's what you should be doing, you know.
Exactly. Yeah, I have a lot of passions, and now I'm going to I actually really love to teach people that they can do anything possible, and it's with the help of vegan food, especially talking about self-healing, because I did it myself, so I really want to inspire people to that, which is why I'm making the courses and in development with different kind of ideas. So this is why I also like to connect with many individuals as you know, to then eventually all the information that I will gather, put it into my course, and then, you know, it can inspire myself and others. And who knows where we will be in a few years? What will we be teaching and doing in our daily routine? So it's really awesome.
It's really awesome. It's fantastic. Yeah.
I'm thanking you for this amazing interview. It's really
You're very welcome. An absolute pleasure. Yeah, an absolute pleasure. It's been really good.
I know it's really
we
hot
finally
there.
did it. We finally did it. Oh, it's so hot. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
And exactly, we finally did it, because it didn't happen, and then I lost my voice, and then it was like,
yes,
you have to do it eventually.
yeah. But you've got your voice back. Fantastic. Everything happened for a reason. You know, maybe you had to rest. Maybe you had to, you know, be at peace with yourself for a while. Maybe that had to happen, you know.
True, it's true. I assimilated new energies, and now I am out exactly in my peace again. And so it's probably the reason. So I'm thanking you for this amazing interview. I see you anyway, almost anytime on Facebook. I mean, I see you, I feel you, I can always contact you. So see you next time.
Yeah, I look forward to it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You have a nice Monday. You have a nice week. God bless. Too. Thank you for the interview. An absolute. And if anybody wants to look at my work, have a look at imetatron.com. Have a look at Metatron. This is the Clarion Call. Have a look at Metatron. This is the Healing Book.
Also, they can find you on Facebook. You with your name, that they can find you. You have also a lot of information on your background of your Facebook profile.
Yes.
So, or they can always ask me. But with this video, I will be posting all of your information that you are having, all your links on YouTube channel of mine, and there in the Facebook group. So definitely you will be findable.
An absolute. Well, perfect. An absolute pleasure. And we were meant to be an hour, and we've been an hour and a half. So
yeah, it's life, you know. It's just it had to be like that. Okay.
God bless. God bless.
Yeah.
God bless.
You too. Yes. Bye-bye. Just a moment.